All right, listen up. If you don't know the numbers we're about to cover, you risk being on the completely wrong side of a massive market-moving event that's happening in just a few hours. This is it, the final briefing before the March 1st deadline. By the end of this, you're going to know the exact price levels to watch and what the smart money is doing while literally everyone else is panicking. Okay, let's just get right to the twist. While a lot of people were banking on a deal, the Polymarket odds for the Clarity Act actually passing have totally collapsed. We are now sitting at just 48%. That is a statistical coin flip. It shows extreme uncertainty and signals that Washington is playing a very high-stakes game of chicken with the entire crypto market hanging in the balance. So here's the deal. The Trump administration has given the banks and the crypto industry a final ultimatum. They have until this March 1st deadline to strike a grand bargain, and it's all hung up on this dispute over stablecoin yields. Who gets to profit from the massive reserves backing these things? The clock is ticking down, and the big question is, do they walk away, or are we about to see some kind of miracle deal at the 11th hour? Now, this quote really captures what's happening behind the scenes, all the political infighting that's brought us right to the brink. Yeah, we've heard the arguments over yields, but the real drama, it involves Senator Elizabeth Warren trying to slip in what a lot of people are calling poison pill amendments. These are, little additions to the bill that are designed to be so unappealing to the other side that they'll have no choice but to vote the whole thing down. It's a deliberate stall tactic, and this right here shows you that political divide perfectly. On one hand, you have this huge bipartisan wave of support for a ban on congressional stock trading, something President Trump even called for. But all that momentum is slamming into a brick wall with Warren's amendment, which critics are saying is way too narrowly targeted at the president's family instead of the bigger issue. And that's what's preventing a clean bill from just getting passed. So, with all that chaos playing out in D.C., the retail market is absolutely bleeding out. But here's the crucial part. You've got to ignore the noise and just follow the money. So let's pivot to the on-chain data and see what Wall Street is actually doing while everyone else is selling in a panic. Look, while it might look like a total bloodbath on your screen, the reality is the big players, the large institutions, are quietly doing the exact opposite. They are using this period of fear and uncertainty to accumulate. We're seeing this massive, multi-week consolidation where institutional money is just soaking up every single XRP being sold by panicked retail investors. And they're not just buying anywhere. They are doing it in a very, very specific zone. You have to pay close attention to this range, $1.30 to $1.32. This isn't random market noise, okay? This is the precise battleground where huge amounts of XRP are being consolidated by Wall Street. And it's forming an incredibly powerful base. Now, before we break down the exact technical line in the sand that XRP has to hold today, I'm just going to be direct with you. This situation is changing by the hour. If you are watching this without a subscription to Crypto Global News, you are missing the alerts. So click that subscribe button right now to stay on the timeline. Don't fall behind. Okay, time for the two numbers that are going to define the rest of your day. Everything, and I mean everything, hinges on these two price levels. First up is the absolute bull versus bear line, and second is the downside retest level we have to watch if these negotiations completely fall apart. The first and most important number is $1.36. This is it. This is the absolute line in the sand. A close above this level tells us the bulls have wrestled back control, and this whole consolidation phase is likely over. Watch this level like a hawk. But, and this is a big but, if we get bad news out of Washington, and we fail to hold that 136 line, you should expect a swift and decisive retest of this lower zone, $1.20 to $1.25. That is your key support area to watch if this deal goes south. So what do you think is going to happen? A last-minute deal or a total breakdown in talks? I've actually just posted a poll over in the YouTube community tab. Go cast your vote right now and see what the rest of our community is predicting for the Clarity Act's outcome.
Okay. Now let's zoom out for a second and look at the single most powerful contrarian indicator in this market. It's the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. It basically just measures market sentiment. When it's high, the market is greedy, probably due for a correction. But when it's low, the market is fearful. And that, my friends, is almost always the point of maximum financial opportunity.
And right now, well, the index has absolutely plunged to a score of just 11. That is deep in the territory of extreme fear. People are more scared right now than they have been in a very, very long time. But here's why that number is so incredibly critical. Just look at this chart. Every single time this index has dropped into this extreme 5 to 15 range, it has historically signaled the absolute bottom of a crypto winter. We're not just talking about some small bounce here. We are talking about the potential start of a brand new major uptrend. So here's the takeaway. When you combine massive institutional consolidation with a historical extreme fear reading like this, history tells us one thing is probably coming next: an epic short squeeze that's going to liquidate all the late short sellers and ignite a powerful, powerful rally. This story is developing so fast. For the absolute fastest, real-time updates the moment I get them, you need to be in my Telegram channel. Just scan the QR code you see on your screen or use the link directly in the description below. Join right now and get my updates before anyone else. So let's lock it in. Here is your final pre-deadline briefing. Number 1, keep your eyes glued to $1.36 as your key bullish signal. Number 2, be prepared for a potential retest of that 120 to 125 zone if bad news drops. And number 3, always remember that an extreme fear reading of 11 is a historically powerful signal that a market bottom is in. You know, history shows us again and again that the period of maximum fear is the period of maximum opportunity. An early spring is coming for the crypto market, so the only real question left is, are you positioned for the breakout? If you got value from this urgent briefing, do me a favor. Hit that like button, share this with someone who needs to see it, and make absolutely sure you are subscribed to Crypto Global News with all your notifications turned on. And do not go anywhere. The second that final text of the Clarity Act drops, it doesn't matter if it's a pass or a fail, my complete line-by-line breakdown is going to be live right here in the video you see on your screen now. Go ahead and click it, and I'll see you there.
Stay ahead in the crypto market. Subscribe now for the latest global news and updates.